It was on this very rostrum that Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II presented the winning trophy to the Investec Derby winner of 2016. And if you take a look up there, and that's where we're going to go right now to tell you the story of the 2016 Investec Derby. I'm currently standing on the balcony here at Epsom Downs, which is normally occupied by Claire Balding's Channel 4, who host the world's most famous thoroughbred horse race. And of course, it is the richest race in England, worth a whopping 1.325 million British pounds. It was won in convincing style by a horse called RIAAN. Of course, is trained by Dermot Weld, one of the most courageous and well-travelled trainers on the planet, which meant that on the balcony directly below us, Her Majesty the Queen, celebrating her 90th birthday, was able to present this magnificent trophy to the owners and the connections of RIAAN. Now, the interesting thing about RIAAN is that just a few hours before the running of the Investec Derby, he was standing in an adjoining box with his foot in a bucket of ice after having spread a plate on the way to the races. And it was touch and go as to whether he would run. Dermot Weld is reported to have said there's a 60-40 chance of him running, and his instructions to Pat Smullen were, get to the start, trot him around, walk him around, tell us what you feel, and if you're not in any way happy, bring him home safely. And of course, the fairy story transpired in the race that every self-respecting trainer, owner, breeder wants to win. Let's take you to the start now and have a look at the running of the 2016 Investec Derby, after which we'll go back a day and see Minding's smashing victory in the Investec Oaks, of course ridden by Ryan Moore and trained by Aidan O'Brien. Two champagne performances that are the hallmark of thoroughbred horse racing.
Field of 16 for the handlers to shut away, and partly by virtue of the 4 supplemented horses at £75,000 apiece. So the field of 16 are all set, all in, and they're off. So the field leaves the stalls for the Investec Derby of 2016. Port Douglas is hurried up to the lead, with Deauville also racing handily and also moving forward in the early stages. Shogun, Ulysses up towards the inside as well as they make their way through the first furlong, with Port Douglas just taking them along. Sart, who's racing a little keenly as Port Douglas now crosses over and makes his way towards the running rail. In 4th place is Shogun, just ahead of Moonlight Music, who's towards the inside at the moment. Moonlight Magic sitting in about 5th place. US Army Ranger is given time towards the rear of the field in company with Wings of Desire, and having jumped from the outside stall, Red Verdon has been given time as well, crossing right behind the field along with Humphrey Bogart is at the rear of the field. As now the field begin that trademark descent towards Tatnam Corner, and there is no hanging about for Port Douglas out in front. He has gone 5 or 6 lengths clear. In 2nd place, Cloth of Stars. Massart, Biodynamic, moves up on the outside. Then behind these we have Idaho, just pushed along to give chase is Moonlight Magic. At this stage across the stars with RIAAN, Algometer comes next with Wings of Desire. US Army Ranger still in no hurry, and right at the back of the field is Red Verdon. Port Douglas leads the turn for home, but the pack are right at his heels. Cloth of Stars poised to have first crack. Then Massart, pulling out is Idaho. RIAAN comes next, pulled towards the outside, Wings of Desire, US Army Ranger. Red Verdon getting a nice seam right up the inside rail. Port Douglas is taken on by Cloth of Stars. Now joining in down the outside is Idaho. RIAAN comes next. Red Verdon ran out of room on the inside. Right down the outside, Wings of Desire and US Army Ranger. Idaho strike cab and RIAAN are the first to go for home. US Army Ranger is now in full cry towards the outside. They enter the final furlong. RIAAN, US Army Ranger have got to the leader's girth, but has still got to get by. But RIAAN is pulling out more, and it's RIAAN in the colours of the Aga Khan who has won the Investec Derby for Pat Smullen and Dermot Weld. US Army Ranger second, Idaho in third, in a clean sweep for Ireland. In 4th place, Wings of Desire, Humphrey Bogart, Red Verdon, Algometer and Cloth of Stars.
Priceless moments for the Aga Khan, for Dermot Weld and for Pat Smullen, as well as all the connections of this beautiful son of See the Stars. Of course, See the Stars being the inaugural winner of the Investec Derby back in 2009. So you could easily say that the race has gone full circle as Bernard Cantor stands on the rostrum, in awe, and filled with pride. We had an opportunity to catch up with passionate horse racing fan, owner, breeder, Brian FINCH, who was as close to the action as you can get.
Andrew, an amazing experience. I walked down with Bernard as I tend to do, and walked into the parade ring, and it was full but empty. Obviously a few official photographers, and you just sense that this was quite a special occasion. Clearly the Aga Khan winning it, and he was ecstatic. You could see the smile on his face, the whole team. And then Her Majesty walked in with Prince Philip. And I know for Bernard it was a special occasion. He said to me yesterday, I find it hard to believe that this little South African company is here sponsoring the greatest flat race in the world. And I smiled at Bernard and said, I don't think it's a little company. I think Investec's a lot bigger than that. But it was a proud moment for him today, and you could see that on his face as he stood up there, received her, and then received the Aga Khan, and just watched Investec contribute to yet another history-making event. It was fabulous, and I feel very privileged to have been there.
You know, I was standing next to John McCrarick, and he's been in more race meetings than I've been alive, and he said to me, this is one of those seminal moments for Investec where every boardroom that they have anywhere in the world will have that picture in it.
I certainly think so, and I hope the official photographs are a lot better than the ones I took, because I was in awe watching it all happen in front of me. It was also quite interesting to hear Her Majesty talking to the Aga Khan, and they talk for a very long time. You know, they share a wonderful passion for the racehorse, breeding and pedigree. And then she asked Dermot Weld, is this your first? And he said, yes, ma'am, it's my first. So you could feel his pride. Pat Smullen as well, yes, ma'am, it's my first. So it was just wonderful to feel the whole thing. And I think Investec can feel very proud of what they've done and brought to the party. It's been a great 2 days. It's a very special occasion, I think.
It's not a sport only for kings, queens, lords and ladies. It's a sport for everyone. Yes, it's aspirational for somebody to own a horse to compete against the Queen, and today we had the Aga Khan win the Derby, which was also most appropriate. It's about creating that unique and very special event that I think we need to work on and learn from what Investec has done here in the UK.
I think it's fair to say that it's an extremely expensive sport to participate in here in the UK. In South Africa, much more affordable. But if you look out over here at this crowd, it's an all-encompassing crowd. You've got the people that have come here for free on the downs because of the common property. You've got people that have paid up to £125 to be here, and yet they're all having a whale of a time.
That's why we should be doing the same in South Africa. It happens to be to own a horse is not a profitable exercise for 99% of the people. It's more difficult to get previously disadvantaged people to become owners of horses because they will lose money, the vast majority of them. That doesn't mean that the rest of the sport is not for them. And to the extent that they would like to participate, that's great as well. As long as we don't sell them on the basis that there's a pot of gold somewhere at the end of a rainbow, which there isn't. It's about the passion for equine excellence, and that's what brings people like the Queen and the Aga Khan to the sport.
We now rewind the hands of time to the day before for the Oaks, where the Aidan O'Brien trained Minding was going to prove that her 1,000 guineas win was no flash in the pan. Would she get a mile and a half?
And they're off and racing. So racing in the Oaks, and one of the first to show forward is Somehow, in company as well with the white cap of Seventh Heaven, Diamonds Pourboire, as Minding settles at the rear of the field. So line abreast, they climb the first couple of furlongs. Somehow, showing considerable more nous than last time, is up with the leaders in company with Australian Queen, Turret Rocks and Diamonds Pourboire towards the inside, and the white cap of Seventh Heaven closest to the far side running rail as they all now tack over towards the inside rail. First 3 furlongs of the contest see Somehow in front for Shamey Heffernan, who now tries to drop anchor, but Australian Queen on the outside will keep the leader honest. Turret Rocks racing in third in the green and blue on the inner of the white cap of Seventh Heaven. Diamonds Pourboire is in 5th place as Minding moves up to take 6th, just ahead of Architecture. Harley Queen already chased along at the rear of the field, and Skiffle is right at the back, but Somehow will lead the descent down towards Tapman Corner. From in second races Australian Queen. Putting out Seventh Heaven, up the inside goes Turret Rocks. Minding's white face amongst horses as Skiffle comes 4 wide. Minding just having to negotiate a passage, caught on heels there. at a crucial stage, and Minding's had no luck at all, turning into the straight and shuffled back to last. Out in front, her stable companion somehow making the best of her way home. Skiffle in second, in third place Architecture. Now out in the clear, Minding is being pulled out to try and deliver a challenge. Back in fifth place is Harley Quinn. They fan out with 2 furlongs to travel in the Oaks. Architecture has struck for home. Minding, despite being shuffled for last, is coming with a challenge and moves through into second. On the right-hand side, Architecture and Frankie Dettori. Minding, the purple cap from Ryan Moore, moves through the lead. Minding hits the front in the Oaks. In second is Architecture, and Minding stamps her authority. Met trouble in running, but will follow up her 1,000 guineas success by winning the Oaks. Minding outclassed them. Architecture gallant in defeat. Harlequin big run in third. They're well strung out.
This was a performance of extreme bravery and courage. Everything and anything that could possibly have gone wrong for the daughter of Galileo in the hands of Ryan Moore did just that. And she showed exactly why she's regarded as the best filly in Europe right now. Who knows? The world is her oyster. Well, it's been an absolutely incredible experience, as always. We've spoken to some amazing people, some hilarious interviews, some very insightful interviews. It has been my honour, my privilege with Vaughan Smith to have been at the 2016 Investec Derby. This is Andrew Bond reporting from Epsom.